Jakob Ingebrigtsen is racing again, and not in a quiet meet against a soft field. In 4 days, he lines up twice against the two men who took over his event while he was hurt. On August 23rd, he runs the 1,500 meters in Silesia, Poland. On August 27th, he runs it again in Zurich, Switzerland. These will be his first Diamond League races since 2024, almost 2 years away from a circuit he used to own. Start with Silesia. It isn't a random track for him. It's the same stadium where he broke the 3,000-meter world record in 2024, running 7 minutes, 17.55 seconds, and erasing a mark that had stood since 1996, a record nobody had touched in 28 years. He walks back into the exact place where he once looked untouchable. Only now, he's the one who has something to prove. 4 days later comes Zurich. The Letzigrund Stadium is sold out, and the field is stacked. Cole Hocker will be there, the Olympic 1,500-meter champion from Paris. Jared Nugius will be there too, the reigning world champion at the same distance. Both men won their titles while Ingebrigtsen was injured. Neither had to beat him to get there. Now he faces both at once. And Silesia isn't the easy warm-up either. Nugius is on that entry list too, and Hocker is expected there as well. So this isn't one hard race followed by a gentle one. It's 2 hard races back-to-back. Think about what each man brings. Ingebrigtsen has the resume: 2 Olympic golds, 2 world titles, 21 Diamond League wins, for Diamond League Series titles. Nobody in that field comes close. But he also carries almost 2 years of injury into every stride. Hocker has Olympic gold and a world title in the 5,000, and he beat the best in the world in Paris without Ingebrigtsen ever being close enough to stop him. He also missed 5 weeks this spring with a hip problem, so his fastest times haven't shown up yet this season. Nugius has nothing to lose and everything to prove. He shocked the sport once already, and he clearly believes he can do it again. There's one more name that matters here, even though he isn't racing in either meet: Josh Kerr. In July, Kerr ran a mile in 3 minutes 42.66 in London, breaking a world record that had stood for 27 years. That's the level the event has risen to while Ingebrigtsen was gone. The bar moved without him. There's also a smaller prize on the table: the Diamond League final in Brussels on September 4th and 5th. Ingebrigtsen has missed almost the whole season, so he needs strong results in these 2 meets just to earn a place there. Here's how it all got to this point. 4 years, Jakob Ingebrigtsen was the man nobody could beat. Olympic gold in the 1,500 in Tokyo, Olympic gold in the 5,000 in Paris, 2 world titles in the 5,000, world records in the 2,000 and 3,000 outdoors, plus indoor records in the 1,500 and the mile. He could win a slow, tactical race with a brutal last lap, or grind out a fast one on pure strength. Most runners pick one style. He mastered both. By his early 20s, people were calling him the best distance runner of his generation. Then his body turned on him. It started with his right Achilles, which cost him a full indoor season. He came back and looked better than ever. A personal best, that 3,000-meter world record, Olympic gold in Paris. On the surface, everything looked fine. But in April 2025, his other Achilles began to hurt. Doctors said surgery was an option. He said no. He wanted to make it to the World Championships in Tokyo. He didn't race all summer, training in the pool and on machines instead of the track. Then he showed up in Tokyo anyway, and it was hard to watch. In the 1,500 heats, he started near the back and never made his usual move to the front. He finished 8th and didn't even reach the semifinal, the first time in his career he'd failed to make a 1,500 final. He called it a reality check of how bad things were. Then he ran the 5,000, an event he'd won twice at world level, and finished 10th. He left Tokyo with nothing. Afterward, he wrote something like, he'd gone for broke and given his best, but it just wasn't enough. The sport didn't wait for him. That same week, Cole Hocker was disqualified from the 1,500 semifinal for jostling, and days later turned around and won gold in the 5,000 instead, which wasn't even supposed to be his main event. Jared Nugius did something even wilder. Almost nobody picked him. He'd never finished higher than 12th at an outdoor world championships. In the final, he sat in 5th place with 100 meters left, then ran that last stretch in roughly 12.3 seconds, past 4 men, and dove at the line to win by 2/100ths of a second, his first global title at any level. The throne was empty, and two different men grabbed pieces of it while Ingebrigtsen watched from home. Then things got worse. By early 2026, the Achilles wasn't just sore. The sheath around the tendon was damaged and full of scar tissue, and treatment wasn't working. In February, Ingebrigtsen flew to California for surgery to remove the damaged tissue. He posted a photo from a wheelchair, wearing a protective boot, writing that it wasn't something to take lightly, but was absolutely the right call for the longevity of his career. He was careful to note the tendon itself was fine. It was the sheath around it that had failed. Most people wrote off his whole season. 6 months later, he was standing on a start line again. On August 10th, at the European Championships in Birmingham, he ran the 5,000, his first race of any kind in 11 months. Nobody knew what to expect. Would the speed still be there? Would the Achilles hold up against runners who'd trained all year while he couldn't? He sat near the back for most of the race, moved up with 600 meters to go, then found a gap in the final 100 and pulled away to win in 13 minutes 15.29 seconds. His fourth straight European title in the event, a streak now stretching back 8 years. For the first time in almost 2 years, he looked like himself. That's why the next 2 races matter so much. Before this year began, Ingebrigtsen said he wanted 3 world records: the 1500, the mile, and the 5000. The mile is gone now. Kerr took it. The 1500 record is the oldest and hardest of the 3. 3 minutes 26.00, set in 1998, surviving 28 years through the entire Supershoe era. Ingebrigtsen's own best is 3 minutes 26.73, run in Monaco in 2024, the closest any active runner has come. There's a bigger picture too. He's only 25, young for this sport. There are no Olympics and no outdoor world championships this year. His real targets are the World Championships in Beijing in 2027 and the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028. So Silesia and Zurich aren't really about a trophy. They're about information. They're the first honest look at what his body can do under pressure since the surgery. Silesia tells us whether the speed is back at the distance that built his whole career. Zurich tells us whether that speed is enough to beat the men who took over while he was gone, on a stage where excuses don't count for anything.